Everybody, look, we've got bloody Mr. Mogul here, look. Mr. bloody Moto Mogul, it's a pleasure, mate.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm very well, and thanks for getting me out. I've not touched my bike since going to piss in Spain.
Let's go for it.
Shall we roll an intro?
Yeah, roll an intro.
Let's bloody well roll that intro, shall we? Do you roll intros on your channel?
I don't. I never use them.
Have my intro and chuck it onto your channel. Ready? Bosh. There she goes.
You realise this is my channel?
Not while you're in Derbyshire, pal.
There's you, Bruce, and TMF.
Yeah.
You've been so instrumental in influencing my life and changing my life massively for the better as well.
That's fantastic, Jack. Fantastic.
Yeah. But I was watching TMF, and he kept talking about you, and I think he was mentioning when you did the North Coast 500, or when he did the North Coast 500, and he was saying that, you know, you had this great time doing this, and I kept thinking Richy Vida. It sounds like a Floridian name, you know what I mean? I thought it sounded quite exotic, and I was expecting some kind of I don't know, some Mexican looking chap.
You were going to say I was expecting some handsome chap. And now what you got?
I know. I was seriously expecting to see some kind of South American
Latino.
Yeah, exactly. And then your face pops up with a Derbyshire accent, and I'm like, oh right, okay. I think I could get on with this bloke.
Oh, brilliant. Oh mate, thanks ever so much for, you know, sorting this out and coming up for a ride. I've been really looking forward to it.
No, it's a pleasure, mate. Absolute pleasure. The pleasure is all mine as well, I'll tell you.
Bless you.
That exhaust sounds really good on your bike, I have to say.
Do you know, it's weird because being on it, I can't hear any different.
Yeah.
But then when I've like been editing, you know, like tour series and stuff, and I can hear, I'm using like your footage now, for instance, then I can hear it and I appreciate it then. But it's weird when you're on it, you can't feel anything different at all. That's true. Wow. I don't know.
A bit breezy up here, mate.
Yeah, it is. This always gets the weather up here. It's just so high up, and yeah, any snow, this is just full all the time. I'm saying that house there, I always drool over it when I come up here. That's one house, all that's just one property.
Oh, stunning. Some people have got so much money.
I know, it's unbelievable. I'm always, I've got massive property envy all the time, you know, everywhere I go on. You're just like, how does a person have that much money that you can afford something that more, you know, that big?
Yeah, I have noticed that with you.
So on the weekend and run, we went up there.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. The morning part was not too bad, was it? It was not great, but it was not as bad as the afternoon. Bloody hell.
No.
After that refreshment break, I could see it coming in, and I just thought, oh no, this is going to be a disaster.
I tell you what, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's quite something riding in amongst that amount of people, isn't it? You know,
it is.
The other thing is that people really behaved, and I love that you know, there's no idiots. But it's you know, I guess you attract the kind of people that you are, don't you? So that's the thing, you know.
Exactly.
There we go.
What do you go down here in? Do you stick it in gravel or something?
Yeah, I'll probably drop it into, let's have a look. I live in tour mode most of the time, do you?
Yeah, same here, yeah. I tend to use gravel on lanes like this quite a lot.
Yeah, let's both go into the same then. Gravel, there we go.
So I did some, on that sunset ride, that lane that I did on that sunset ride, I just stuck it into gravel mode, and it was fine.
There's me dirty boots.
My clothes are still filthy from that ride, actually.
again, you can't be too precious, really, can you? Otherwise, you'd never ever go for a ride.
No,
you know,
I love it as well. I love doing this.
Yeah, you've got to get your bike lucky. You've got to do it. Otherwise, you'd just be scared to death of ever riding.
They look better with muck on them as well.
Yeah.
Do you use manual a lot? So I very rarely use it.
I've started doing when it's you know, you're having a good play on the roads.
Yeah.
Then yeah, always manual. Like all the Pecos trip were manual. The whole of the trip were manual. You know, and any time I do anything like this, it's always manual. Because you can fully control it then, can't you?
Well, the problem is if I stick it in manual, I just forget to change gear. Because I'm in automatic so much.
It's like this now, I'm just in manual and leave it in first. And a lot of the times and stuff like this, I try and practice going as slow as I possibly can, you know, just to keep that control on.
I tend to find if I go too slow, I feel the weight of the bike too much.
Yeah.
You've got quite a history of dirt trekking now, haven't you?
Yeah, I grew up, that's how I learnt to ride, really. You know, my first bike was a Cub at 10 years old, I think I was, probably a bit younger.
Yeah.
And then
that's right, because your brother had the 90, didn't he? And
that's it, yeah. Yeah, I had the 70, he had the 90, and I dared use this because it was
too powerful, man.
Too powerful, yeah. Anyway, then I moved on to, I went literally off that. I mean, I was on that for years. You know, just as a kid, like, you know, going in quarries and wherever you could get, you know, fields and learning how to ride, you know. And then I bought a KX125 crosser, so I went straight from that onto a motocross, you know, and that was like just a massive difference. And that, you know, that really taught me how to ride off-road. In fact, my issue when I first started riding on road was because I'd grown up being used to, you know, the bike moving under you, you know, and your back end slipping everywhere and that kind of thing. It was weird for me to get my head into the road riding where your bike didn't move.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then I started panicking then, like when going the other way kind of thing. Like I was then scared to death of it moving because it's a, you know, completely different kind of bike. And obviously if you drop a bike like that, you're going to ruin it, aren't you? So I just, yeah, it took me a long time to get used to riding on the road. And then I completely left the off-roading thing alone completely. And then it was not until my first trip down to Toro, and that was really just to pretty much, well, that was to get to you know, meet Bruce, Chops and TMF for the first time, all of us together, to make a, you know, couple of videos and stuff. But that's really all it was. And it was that really reignited my love for, you know, off-road. You know, I'd realised then how much I'd missed it. So getting a bike like this, you know, it's just brilliant, really, because you can do anything, really,
bikes,
can't you?
They're just so versatile, aren't they, these bikes?
Yeah. I went out for you know, I told you we took the bikes after Ireland back up to Supreme Coat to be redone.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, so the guy who owns it, he said, what I'll do when you come up, we'll leave your bikes, you know, they can be getting done, and I'll take you out for a day, we'll go for a meal and what have you. So I'm going to take you into show you some sights. I'm like, okay, whatever. And he says, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you to Derbyshire. And I'm like, do you even know me at all? I said this is my playground. This is like, I'm here all the time. And he's going, look at this is Chatsworth House. I'm like, you're not listening to me. I'm like here almost every bloody week.
was he just ironically taking a piss out?
No, just not listening to me. Like we went to Winner's Pass. Look at this, Winner's Pass it's called. I'm like, Darren, right, you're not listening to a word I've said.
He's clearly never watched any of your videos either.
Well, he says so, but clearly not.
Yeah.
I found quite alarmingly, people seem to think that you're there. Like, I'll get messages even now, bear in mind the first episode was friggin' 9 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I still get messages today, like on like last episode, saying, oh, nice one. If you're coming through, blah blah blah, call in. Like, we're not there. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
these videos don't just magically appear overnight. You know.
Yeah. I'm not streaming it live.
Yeah. Clear.
Oh, this is where it was. I know this junction. This
Snowing.
is where you met that cyclist.
That's it.
When it was raining. Yeah.
Yes, sleeted. Yeah. Well, it turned quite quickly. Turned to it was hailing, wasn't it? That was it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's like someone commented on one of the island videos saying, you know, local knowledge is far superior to a sat nav. That's why Martin's got confusion of where you're going all the time. I'm like, you're having a laugh. Martin doesn't even know where his local cafe is.
Oh, bless him. Martin is such a lovely guy, isn't he?
He is totally, yeah, totally salt of the earth. It really is.
Yeah, I'd love to meet Martin. He's a top man. That was really funny though, where he dropped his bike. Yeah. And he was stood there waiting for you lot, and he was like, oh yeah, I'll be there in a minute.
Let me just take this picture.
Yeah. I've still got some memory left in my phone. I can squeeze a few photos in.
Thing is as well, you know, like, because I've also coming from those kind of people that don't really, you know, the same kind of person that thinks these videos just magically appear.
Yeah.
You know, me, like, I've been getting it in a stick a bit for, you know, as though I've been treating Martin badly. And it's like, what you don't realise is, you know, you go off on tour and people become like caricatures of themselves, and you know, you become a strong character within it. So then you edit it to those strengths. So you know, you're creating a character of someone like Pete, you know, shooting off and just going up anything that he can. So you know, he's become this. He is, yeah. Pete's just become this person that, you know, people are expecting him to go off up this big mountain or wherever, you know. Martin, they're expecting him to drop it. I think Pete's he's just one of those blokes that, well, you know, we use these bikes for what they're made for, you know, going off-road when you can, but Pete really thinks, you know, I'm sorry, but if they're selling this bike to be able to do that, then I'm 100% doing it, you know.
It's going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, but you've got to have you've got to be confident in your skill level to even attempt it, haven't you? Yeah. Because there's a lot of things that, you know, even doing a bloody U-turn sometimes, I just think,
on this bike it's quite hard, isn't it? Because it's so top heavy. When you're on a tight lock, the bike becomes very, very, very top heavy, I find. Yeah,
it becomes really unstable as well.
Yeah, clear.
Just to use it as a clutch.
Yeah. But also, you know, Jack, me and Pete went down to Honda's Adventure Centre in, that video's still to come out yet, in Exmoor, on Africa Twins, just for like a weekend of tuition, basically. You know, in hundreds of acres, and that was absolutely fantastic. And you know, I learned things about this bike that I had no idea of, you know, and really how, you know, what settings do what things. So but I think, you know, that is brilliant for, you know, if you're into off-roading in any way.
I'd love to do a weekend,
because, you know, people were dropping these bikes all over the shop, and they're not bothered, because it's part of the, you know, learning process.
I think Alistair Fagan did it, didn't he?
I think he has been, yeah.
I think I saw that episode with Alistair Fagan in it at that camp. Where was that? Exmoor, did you say?
Exmoor, yeah. Very knowledgeable, the instructors. But again, even little things like what you were just saying there about 3-point turns, and you know, or you know, basically handling the bike's weight without it being heavy at all. You know, like they were getting us to like ride up like something like that, not as steep as this, but getting us into a real tricky situation and saying, right, now turn your bike round, and you're like, what? I can't. And they're like, yeah, but you can, and it's so easy. You know, because these are heavy bikes, and when you start using your own strength, it becomes so hard, you know. But they were just saying, you know, take all the weight out of it. When you're moving your bike round, try and become a tripod. So you know, you lean the bike. So you're not like, you know, you're not like offset. You kind of.
You know the lady who does Girl on a Bike?
Yes.
The blonde lady who does Girl on a Bike. She was doing that with a guy who's like an off-road expert. And he was saying, you know, sort of bring your bike down onto your thigh.
That's it,
and then just rip it open. And it flings the back end round on the bike. And it's like, Yeah,
You've
yeah,
got
all right then.
Look at that view.
I've still not done that. It's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've done that. What you've just said there with lighter bikes, but it's different with a heavy bike like this, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if for some reason it decided to grab, then you know you're standing here and your bike's in a tree over there somewhere. That didn't work.
Yeah, that is exactly what I do.
I'm just going to try this. Cracking day for it as well. Nice and cool. Did you see the video where I did the came up to see Tom Cruise's train crash?
Yeah.
That's just over here. Kind of over that quarry. There's a quarry over there. And it's well, it's gone now. Absolutely.
Tell you what, so lucky to live so close to
all this
sort of scenery.
It's fantastic.
Brilliant. He's away. The man's away.
Oh, cars, not cars, people. I don't know why I say car when it's a bloke with a dog.
We're off the pegs then.
You alright?
Oh. Lost you. Are you there?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I lost you a minute.
It's good and all when you get the hang of it, being able to use your back wheel for steering as well when you're off road.
Do you know the Tiger, the advert for the Tiger Rally Pro?
Yeah.
And there's that guy. It's the Triumph advert.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. Where they're on a beach doing that, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it just looks so cool. Yeah. But I know damn well I'd be lying on the ground on my back, looking at the sky.
Yeah.
And the bike would be spinning away from me somewhere down the beach.
A bit easier to get in here today.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's go and have some breakfast, shall we?
The man's camera obsessed. You stick a camera near him, he's got his face
shy,
in it.
Actually, I'm quite shy. I think you'll find.
Yeah, quite shy.